This is a really sad song. It's called Caverns. Taillights fade as you're leaving me, wondering where you are. As I'm walking down Fifth, pass you on the sidewalk. Days roll by like endless years, empty bottles full of tears. I don't wanna believe it's true, but you don't feel the way I do. Love, love. Autumn, tell me that you go to sleep. Falling leaves on the ground below. Oh, you know my love is sweet. Why won't you come back home? Springtime lovers come out in packs, broken hearts full of hope, just to let another in, just to let the other go. And cat and mouse were playing hide and seek. Can't stop chasing our memories. Keynotes bouncing off that screen. I'm still getting your machine. Leave a message for me. Leave a message for me. Now don't tell me that you go to sleep. Falling leaves on the ground below. Oh, you know my love is sweet. Why won't you come back home? Why won't you come back home? Why won't you come back? Far away from the city light, far away from the stars above. Look into your heart, to those caverns of love, to those caverns of love, to those caverns of love, to those caverns. So don't tell me that you're gonna treat falling leaves on the ground below. Oh, you know my love is real. Why won't you come back home? Now don't tell me that love is real. Set my heart on the ground below. Oh, you know that it's real. Why can't I let you go? Why can't I let you go? Why can't I let you go? Why won't you come back home?
All right, folks, welcome to a very special, laid-back, elegant episode of the song Inside and Out. It's our first video cast for the podcast, and we're at the High Note in Pekin, Illinois, with Chad.
Woo! Hey, Chad.
We have the voice, Dustin, with us. He's staying out late tonight.
The voice. I am the voice. Yes.
What a voice.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have Alex and Ray from the Harm Brothers, and we have Tom V, and I am your host, Blake Clayton, the podcasting god. And, you know, I had the opportunity to have these guys, and I wanted to talk about songwriting. The whole premise of the song podcast is to really eventually dig down and find out what makes songwriters tick. And so these three guys are definitely prime examples of excellent songwriters and singers. So I just have a few questions, and we'll just go around. Everybody can take a turn. Songwriting. Tom, how did you get into writing songs?
By being lazy. I tried to write the not so great American novel. I'm like, wow, this is really hard. Let's take it down like 8 notches and write a song. I'm like, huh, that's not so bad.
It was just
4 minutes is a little easier to maintain.
Alex, how about you? How did you start getting into writing songs?
I had some really good friends back when I was about 12, 13 that...
Not anymore. He doesn't have good friends at all anymore.
I just have friends.
You got me, buddy.
I had some friends that I used to go to a music store and I'd play a bunch of different types of garbage, and they were like, "Hey, you should write songs." And they bought me a guitar, and they like, "Okay, here, write songs." And just with that, I started doing that, and pretty much snowballed from there.
I met that girl from Garbage.
Shirley Manson.
She had a terrible lot of makeup. She was
Nice.
awful. She really stinks. Yeah, she stinker.
Ray, how about you? How did you get into songwriting?
I really
To
don't
get
know.
chicks.
I don't know if that was the case. If it was, I'm still failing. I don't really know, man. I think it just kind of happened. I initially just started playing guitar just so I could sing on a porch with friends, and then, one thing at least if it's inside you, it's going to come out. And so there I am, a songwriter, I guess.
Dustin, how about you? How would you get into songwriting?
This is my first time on a porch. No way, I take that back. I've done the podcast.
Is this your first song you've written right now?
Yeah.
Song or
No, I never made it out of the basement with any bands that I was playing with.
You know, we talk about corporate music, and not just country, but in pop music and everything, where, there's a room full of people, and, they punch in, and they work on songs, and then they punch out at the end of the day, and it's very manufactured.
Sign me
Hey,
up.
how do you get one of those jobs?
Sign me
Well,
up.
and that's where it is do you think, you're very organic songwriters. Do you think that you could handle or would prosper in a situation like that where you're manufacturing music? Just, Alex, you start with that one.
I mean, just to do it, just to not to feel anything.
Hey, man, we're on a podcast, man.
Right. The crowd. No.
The crowd goes, wow.
I mean, would you be able to build songs strictly?
Like you walk into the factory and then you go there. Oh, here's
Yeah.
a dirt road. Here's a pickup truck. Here's a girl with some Daisy Dukes.
Right.
Here's a 6-pack, and let's just
Right,
work with that.
right.
I couldn't do it forever.
Right. Tom, how about you?
You couldn't do it forever, but you could do it for a little while.
I do it once. I
You
do
do
it.
it once.
One shift.
No, oh no, I've often thought about being able.
Yeah.
No, I thought about once
Don't.
writing a song and seeing if it could do anything.
Reprocess. Yeah.
Just not for another, not to feed into the bullshit factory that's going on now, just to see if I could do it. But I would never give my life to it.
Right. Ray, how about you? What's going on?
Just seeing people come
Oh.
upstairs.
Oh hi.
You're coming in for the show.
Man, I think I could do it. I would definitely like to try. I mean, if they're getting paid to do it, yeah, sign me up.
If it's a song that you actually like writing,
Sure.
and you gave to somebody and they enjoyed it,
Sure.
and if by some chance you were able to just spread that good song out there, then in that case, yeah.
Sure.
Not a chance. I'll be honest.
You
They're
wouldn't do it?
Not a chance.
You wouldn't do it for the cash?
Yeah.
straight cash money.
Something you liked.
I'd do it.
Something like a song that you liked and
I could
enjoyed.
have gone to the office 20 years ago and I never did.
Fair enough.
I think
I'm
that
41 years
but
old
no,
and sitting here because I didn't go to an
Right.
office.
I'm on this dumbass podcast because
But I think that I think there are legitimate songwriters out there kind of doing what we're doing too that are doing that as well on the side, and they're,
Oh, like Andrew Combs? Not him, right?
I mean, I've heard some of his tunes. He does that, I think. Yeah, I think
But do you think it
according,
takes
according to Willie T.
But do you think it takes away from the personal aspect of the songs that you write? I mean,
There's definitely nothing like creating something. I look at songs as people. They require breath and beat and thought, and so to be able to create this thing, this person, and pass it on to somebody else, it's a kind of a weird idea, but people do it all the time. They give birth to a person, and they give it away, and some people just keep it for themselves, and that's their kid, and that's their baby, and there's nothing like having that. But it's also kind of a thing. I was trying to remember. I don't know if it was a direct quote or Allen Ginsberg talking to Bob Dylan about how maybe you just sold out to God. Maybe you just figured out a way to speak the truth through a jukebox. And so I think it's the idea of wanting to do that, like actually put something out and infiltrate this bullshit with something real.
To simplify that, I think you would definitely be taking the personalness out
attempting.
Could you get my nurse?
out of the song,
Sure.
But you'd have to take yourself out of it, I think, at least a little bit, to do something like that, manufacture something like that. Chad, what do you think?
Chad, what are your thoughts?
Does that consist of playing music?
First song I ever wrote, I was breaking up in high school, and I wrote a poem that I stole from Ozzy Osbourne called Changes.
Yeah.
That's how I started too.
And I got her back!
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know how to break up properly. There's an answer I can give you. It's still hanging there on the vine. Go and let it rot, boy. It'll be alright. Sometimes the rotten truth makes for a real good wine. Take a look at that last leaf hanging on its own. Life those gifts to and from people before your hearts got broke. Oh, you threw them all away, boy. Your heart now full of joy. If I had my way, my heart would be a barbell drum. It's in the wind. It's in the wind. It's where I've always been ever since. It's in the wind. It's in the wind. It's where I've always been ever since. time. Oh, it's in the wind. It's in the wind. It's where I've always been ever since. It's in the wind. It's in the wind. It's where I've always been ever since. It's where I've always been ever since. It's where I've always been. There you go.
Awesome. Love it. Tom, what's the most difficult song you've written? Which song do you stands out as one that it was very difficult to get it put together and either emotionally or just had roadblocks to construct it?
It was called Nurse. Could I get a Budweiser, please? Nurse. Alex and I were just talking about that. I was attempting to do something artistic, and I was writing a song, and each verse was a short story in Ernest Hemingway's book Men Without Women. That was very difficult, and I finally gave up and just wrote one song.
It's weird trying to write a song about, like trying to fit an entire book into one song. Some people can do it, and I can't. I've tried. You know, we've talked about it. You've tried many times. I tried writing a concept album based on Kurt Vonnegut books and stuff, and it's weird trying to put all of those books into different songs. But you have to just take different ideas and work with them to kind of, whittle it down to a central idea of what matters. Sure.
Ray?
What's the question? He's crunching ice right now.
What is the question? No, the hardest song you've ever had to write, either emotionally or just construction-wise, the most difficult song you've had to get a finished product.
I don't know, man. If it's too difficult, I just walk away from it for a while. I like to let it just come. Let it come and be easy. I don't like to push songs. I don't like to push for an idea for a song or anything. If it's natural and it wants to come out, it'll come out. If
If you gotta push too hard, it's usually shit.
Yeah, I don't.
Right. True.
Yeah, I don't want.
Ends up being a shit song.
Yeah.
Heyo.
I'd
Chris,
rather
you have
just
any
let it
questions?
come out naturally, and that's how it happens. If it's not wanting to come, we were out at this festival last weekend. Conrad, possessed by Paul James, but he'd say the funniest shit to himself. While he's up there, you just gotta let it ride. Come on out.
Let it swim in. Let it sink in. Or let it swim in.
Let it swim in there. Let it swim in there. You know, don't force it. Let it swim. The song will find you. The song will find you, and I think that's it's right on point. So.
Where's the fucking music?
You missed out.
You missed out. We playing music for 3 hours.
So we're fucking just podcasting now? This was
Love
3
the
hours of free
podcast,
music?
bro.
Yeah, it was 3 hours of music, and now we're doing a
Right.
podcast.
Maybe you didn't see the poster.
I'll pick up a guitar. I'm in. I'm in.
You're after us. You're the headliner.
Right.
You're gonna be after us.
Our headliner showed up.
Iron Man is here.
He showed up
Who
about
wants to
45
play
minutes
some
late.
music, man. I'll play. I'm
Give
in.
us 10. Give us 10. We're in.
That's what it's all about.
So,
Headliner here showing up late.
obviously, there's songs that are written about falling in love. There's songs about breaking up.
It's hard to do, man.
Breaking up is hard to do. Very hard to
Easy
do.
to do.
It's-
I break up every time I break up with you.
do you?
That's the Violent Femmes. That's not Tom Bean. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, that's fine. We'll start with Tom. Is it easier to write a song when you're happy in a relationship, or easier to write a song when you're on the outs?
Like the easiest question on the planet.
Outs.
Outs. Yeah. Yeah. You know any happy love songs that you like? I can't think of one.
Because we've talked about this, Ray. That as a songwriter, it's the joke is the running joke is that you have to be in a state of misery, to pull out really good songs. So not always misery, but a lot of times.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. It's helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have any questions?
Do you guys find it easier to write from personal experiences and do autobiographical type songs, or do you prefer doing like how Springsteen or like the Hold Steady, and they have reoccurring character, you know, that they kind of write story songs based around, or is it just like, this is what I know, I've lived it, I may tweak it a little bit, but all, you know, the songs are rooted in personal experiences?
Well, first of all, lovely voice.
I love the voice.
Nice.
He was called Vitamin D, but then he got a girlfriend. We didn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Out of respect for her.
I'm very autobiographical when I write. For me, you know, it's just that works best for me. Just tell it like it is.
Right.
Tom,
You know, a lot of times it's pretty literal. So
Tom, how about you? How about you?
Forgot the question, but
Autobiographical more so,
yeah,
or
once my life became boring, I had to stop writing autobiographically and start taking
Liberties?
liberties, which I've always done, you know, and then also just remembering old things, or just like thinking about some guy that's having a great time out there and write about him.
right? Alex, how about you?
It's funny. I think we talked about this. Well, Ray and I talked about this once before. We were in North Carolina, and I started working on a love song for The Assumed, and I showed it to him, and it was different because he's like, "Wow, you're actually showing your feelings. You're actually just being you." Because I mean, I like to try to. I write characters. I write stories. I like prompts, and I like trying to fit my own experiences into them, and you know, trying to piece things together, trying to make sense of things. You know, I rest a little more easily. I rest easily in characters.
Sure.
I like creating these scenarios and working things out through that.
Do you think that by creating these characters, it's easier for you to maybe express yourself through the song, through the character, as opposed to, hey, this is Alex and this is what I think?
Yeah, no, and you know, I've also often I'm probably the world's worst aspiring comedian, and I try to you know when I do what I do, I try to, you know, put a little humor into it, and I try to put, you know, yeah, no. That's why I love certain writers that are able to they put the most unique spin on things in the most simple way.
Sure.
And I try to just follow that as much as I can. But I rest easy in those characters. But you know, eventually those characters are gonna get whittled down to where it's just me.
Sure.
And I think that's where I'm at in this point in my life.
Sure. All right.
Blake, would you like to sign up as Alex's therapist, or?
I think we're doing really well.
I'm waiting for Mark Maron.
Oh.
Everybody's
That's
waiting.
the podcast knock right there. No.
Yeah, he's
No.
knocking.
I'm
Go
not-
ahead.
I'm not
Step
waiting for
off
him,
the
Blake.
stage.
I'm with you.
You're out of here, guy.
So, last question. We'll wrap it up because there's some bands that want to play.
Yeah. There's this guy
The
over
Blue
here.
Man Group.
Yeah,
The
he wants-
headliner's finally
the headliner's here.
Right.
He's drunk off his ass. He's
Thank
ready
you.
to play.
I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah, it's very
Well, he's
good.
wearing a Cubs hat, so he can wait till next
Right.
year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
His handler's right at the door over there.
And this is a serious question. I know it won't end that way, but
Not with me here.
if there is,
Not on this show.
you're right. If there is a person out there listening, the two listeners that we have, if one of them
Oh, we almost got
is
spit
an
take on camera.
inspiring songwriter, and what is one piece of advice that you would give? We'll start with Rick. You can't give the same one as somebody else. So
Play more music.
that's a good advice. Play more music.
Rock on.
My piece of advice would be to sing from the heart, I guess. You know?
Tom, words of wisdom.
Practice makes perfect. Practice all the time. Even when you're not practicing, practice in your head. And wait, and the serious answer is go ask Cap, not BMI.
Ask Cap.
Go
ask Cap. And Alex, you're going to finish this off
All right.
with words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. They're not my own. I always think of again Kurt Vonnegut. He said of literature. Literature should never disappear up its own asshole.
All right.
So
What-
you should always just, you know, try to stay grounded and remember what you want to do, and remember what you're doing it for. Yeah, just be truthful to yourself, and try not to lose that.
Sure. One question for everybody. We're gonna go down the line. Okay.
Chad.
Paul McCartney or John Lennon? Go, Chad.
I have to go with John.
Justin.
McCartney.
Ray. Tom.
For what? You just said two names.
Right.
I thought we
What
were
does that
saying who's
mean?
still alive.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yes, I did.
You win.
I win nothing.
You win a free koozie for the 7 that you already have
He's wearing a red
as a songwriter.
McCartney guy.
Paul McCartney or John Lennon?
Who's better?
Who, in your opinion, who's better?
George Harrison.
George Harrison.
that mean?
And Alex, you get to finish it
Part of
off.
the fucking question.
That's
It changes things up. It was
Right.
just boring.
He didn't
It
go
was just one or the other.
I'll tell you this.
Well, damn. I was actually gonna. I used to be a big John guy for some reason because he was just so out there. He was just, he was like, he's a dickhead. He's the head of the dick. He's out
Right.
there. But I don't know. I'd have to say these days
Head of the
George.
dick.
George? All right.
He's the head of the dick.
He's a dickhead.
Head of the dick.
George is not an answer.
No, George is the bass. George is the bass.
There's two answers here: John Lennon or Paul McCartney. Not you guys don't get to be the cool guy that goes off and says George Harrison.
I just already was the cool guy.
Okay.
George Harrison, and he was
All
the
right,
second cool guy.
Neil Young.
I don't.
I'll just say not Paul.
All right, I'm gonna say not. I'm gonna say John. I'm gonna
John.
go John.
All right. Hey,
And
Alex.
not Linda.
Ray.
Not Linda. There you go.
No, not Linda. Wings? Is that what it was? Wings?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I need to clarify. I never listened really to any of their solo stuff. Like, to me, they're a unit.
Sure.
They were both the head of the Beatles' dick.
About 3 weeks ago, I made a joke
love Save
about Ringo Starr, about his
You
drumming.
weren't the first one.
I was about his drumming, and I said if you listen closely, it just sounds like a 6-year-old, hitting the drums. And I put that on Facebook just as a joke, kind of liven the crew up. I got death threats. I got people acting like I didn't know what I was talking about, and I don't. But
That's the internet. Man.
right, exactly.
Nobody knows what they're talking about.
Well, thanks to Chad as always for bringing great music here.
Thanks,
Thank
Chad.
you, Chef.
It's a sacrifice. I even mop floors so this show can happen.
I
Chad
have
is
one
the-
question.
My feet only stuck
Well,
once.
yeah, I just wanted to say that maybe Chad is the kingpin of Pekin.
Kingpin of Pekin. That's your new
like it.
nickname.
He's like,
I
hush
wanna
it
be
up,
your
hush it up.
Shush.
Cut that.
I have one question for Alex.
What's going on?
If
A
the
question for a question.
if the moon were made of spare ribs, would you eat it? I would.
I'd eat a little bit of it just so I could fall asleep on the moon. I'd have the itis.
Oh, and I would just like to mention this. I don't know why, because people are going to think I'm crazy now, but look into.
Say it.
All right. Just search the flat Earth conspiracy. I'm deep down this rabbit hole right now that we live on a flat Earth.
Question everything.
Question it all.
Always.
Turtles
It's
all
not a
around.
sphere.
Beautiful
They're
song,
telling
by the
me.
way. Beautiful
the
song.
internet is telling me it's flat.
And what the internet says is true. Go to iTunes, subscribe to the song Inside and Out. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it, and safe travels.
Marijuana, LSD, psilocybin,
DMT.
All of them banksters steal our heart and silver. They'd love us all to disappear. They slowly poison us with all that bad medicine. Look what they've done to you, my dear. Left us here, sugar plum.